Large language models are a form of AI that converts the text in your prompt ultimately into ones and zeros. Then the AI model looks for patterns in its training data. This ultimately enables it to make a prediction, and that's your output. When your prompt is pre-processed and broken down into these little bits, it's all plain text. It's not formatted. So how do you indicate titles and things like that? Through Markdown. Markdown is a simple, readable way of formatting plain text. There are a number of ways to use Markdown, including creating headers and subheaders, bold text, italic text, and many more. In prompt engineering, you'll most often need Markdown for headers, basically to show AI hierarchy in your information. We use the hashtag symbol for headers, and the approach is simple. One hash is header 1, the biggest header. 2 hashtags are the second biggest header. 3 hashtags are the third biggest header, and so on. So when you're building a prompt and you want to add information about your organization, for example, you'll likely want to use Markdown headers to give your information some structure, like this. Hashtag information about my company, Inc. Hashtag our history. Hashtag our team. Because of your use of Markdown headers, the AI understands that, for example, our team is a section that's a subsection of information about my company, Inc., which is the title. You'll also use Markdown headers to tell the AI how to structure its output. Let's say that you want the AI to generate a weekly report for you using some data, and this data changes weekly. You've called this capital W weekly capital D data in an earlier part of your prompt. Now you're going to add a specific output structure to this prompt. So your prompt says, draft a report for me using this format. Hashtag weekly report. Here generate 3 sentences summarizing the results you see in the weekly data. Hashtag progress on our goals. Here, using the weekly data, generate 1 sentence that summarizes which goals we reached this week. Then, in a second sentence, summarize which goals we did not reach. Because you've added Markdown headers to the output part of your prompt, you'll guide the AI to generate a weekly report draft that's formatted exactly how you'd like it to be, with a large title that says Weekly Report, with the appropriate text underneath, then a subsection title that says Progress on our Goals, with 2 sentences underneath it. So in summary, most AI models we interact with are large language models, or LLMs, designed to work with plain, unformatted text. Markdown is a simple, readable way of formatting plain text. We often use its hashtag-based approach to formatting headers. In Markdown, 1 hashtag indicates the biggest header, 2 the second biggest header, and so on. You can use Markdown headers to structure your prompt's contextual information and to guide output formatting.